Okay, so this is kind of a impromptu video. I'm just deciding to record for because I feel like it. But anyway, I just happened to stumble across the video by The Amazing Atheist called "Jesus is a Scumbag," which I was very surprised to actually end up just randomly coming across today, because that's actually something I've been thinking about, and hear me out on this. I kind of feel like the God portrayed in the Bible is not a is not as kind and loving a creator as Christianity makes him out to be. The God portrayed in the Bible, and I'm gonna quote The Amazing Atheist here more or less, the God in the Bible's a fucking prick, really. And I don't care if somebody flags me for saying this, somebody reports me, I don't care. I'm gonna speak my mind, because I've stopped caring what people think about me anymore. Basically, the way I see it, the God in the Bible is asking you to devote everything you have to Him, you're being asked to devote yourself to some being you do not know for a fact exists. I don't care if that's what faith is supposed to be. You don't... That is beyond the normal human capacity. That's one of the main reasons I left the Catholic Church. I couldn't stand being asked to follow some kind of deity that nobody could give me answers for. And because I was just getting the same crap over and over again. I would ask standard, scientifically founded questions about God, and nobody could give me straight answers. Like, where did God come from? Oh, God didn't come from anywhere. When did God start existing? Well, He's always existed. There was no start to God. That makes no sense. There is nothing. I mean, we don't even know if this universe has been in existence forever, let alone a sentient being. It is one thing for a amount of space to exist forever, which, even then, the Big Bang, or at least the beginning of a universe, our universe. But a sentient being. But basically, to come back to my point, I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep digressing, but anyway, to come back to my point, the God in the Bible is asking all of humanity to devote its entire self to this deity. And it promises a afterlife of extreme bliss and happiness, and nothing could ever possibly go wrong. I mean, it sounds great, right? I mean, after you die, you're gonna go to some magical place where everything's gonna be alright, and you're gonna be with your loved ones for all eternity, blah 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 blah. But then you see the reverse side of this coin, whereas if you don't believe in said deity, you're then going to burn in hell for all eternity. Which is another point The Amazing Atheist brought up, is you either love God and believe in Him and respect Him, or fear Him, actually, which is the term used in the Bible. Don't tell me it's not. Catholic for 19 years. I know the term fear God is in the fucking Bible. You're supposed to love, respect, fear, believe, whatever, this deity, or you're going to suffer for the rest of eternity. That makes God a bully. It really does. Either you respect me, or I'm going to make your life, no pun intended, hell. And I don't see where people get off telling me God is a loving, kind, generous creator when he's gonna pull shit like that. That just... having put up with bullying in grade school, I know all the classic signs of bullying, and that's it. That is bullying beyond belief. Bad enough when one kid gets bullied in a school playground. This deity that supposedly exists is bullying all of humanity into respecting and fearing him. And I think that's a load of bullshit. It really is. I refuse, even if God did exist, which I don't believe he does, but even if God did exist, I would seriously tell him to fuck off after that. I really would. Honestly, I would rather not devote my entire life to somebody who is going to demand... I mean, yeah, the Bible says we get free will. God has given us free will. We're free to do whatever we want. But what I was always... the impression I always got was that we're free to do whatever we want as long as we come back to God. We're free to think whatever we want as long as it all traces itself back to God. And I can't do that. In fact, when I still had an iPhone, I went on iTunes and I downloaded the 3 major debates, or bought, not just downloaded, I bought the 3 major debates between Richard Dawkins and John Lennox. And one of the big points that Richard Dawkins made in one of the debates, I can't remember which one off the top of my head, but one of the big things he said was he could not do science if God were to insert himself into the picture and just change things at will. And I agree, because I'm huge into science. I love reading books about quantum physics. I've got like 4 or 5 different books on quantum physics. Michio Kaku, Brian Greene, all of that. It's amazing. I even have 2 of Richard Dawkins' books. I've got The God Delusion and The Selfish Gene. His first and last book. Or first and most recent book. I'm sure he's probably going to come up with something else, which, if he does come out with something else, I'm going to go to the bookstore and buy it. But, that being said, the Christian deity is... I don't know, that would piss me the hell off if some random person just came up to me and said, either you love me, or I'm going to utterly destroy you for all eternity. And I mean, because either way you look at hell, I mean, I don't know, because like on the one hand you've got the people who are all fire and brimstone, that's what hell is going to be, just nothing but eternal flame, suffering, yada yada yada. And then you have the other people who say hell is just eternity without God. Which, if it's the latter, I'm okay with that. If hell is just eternity without God, I'm already living my life without God, and I'm doing pretty damn well. I'm working towards getting a really good job. I just went and took 5 tests for the state of Illinois that I'm hoping to get hired for at least one of those positions for. I'm trying to go back to school to get my degree in criminal justice and become a railroad police officer. Those of you who know me, yeah, big shocker. I'm working towards getting my life back on track. And God is nowhere in the picture. And there is nothing wrong with that. I don't need God to fall back on when things go bad. Do I miss being in a church community? Yes, I do. The keyword being community. The keyword not being church, the keyword being community. I miss the huge social network that I had when I was still Catholic. I really do. Because I was involved in here in Springfield we have a group called Young Adult Mass, or YAM. I was hugely involved in the YAM community. I was in the choir, I helped out with events and all that. I miss that community. Not because of the religious undertones of it, well, I guess some of the undertones, but not because of the religious aspect of it, because of the community. I will not disagree that church communities are good communities. But the religious aspect pisses me the hell off. Every single one of them thinks they're right. Every single one of them prays for the world to convert to them. Every single one of them demands that the entire world love and fear their God. Some religions even go so far as to inflict physical violence. The Catholic Church did it for centuries. Islam's doing it now. Islam and Judaism have been fighting back and forth for millennia. Probably since before Jesus' time. I mean, it's ridiculous. Religion makes no sense to me. At all. I can't even remotely fathom why religions are even called something of love. Another point that was made in the Jesus is a Scumbag video, which I still agree with the title, but another point that was made in the Jesus is a Scumbag video was The Amazing Atheist was referencing another video done by Jonathan something or other. I can't remember his name. Oh, Jefferson Bethke or something like that. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but anyway, he was saying, Jefferson said that the cross is the ultimate sign of love and stuff like that, yada yada yada. And The Amazing Atheist came back with the point, yeah, a medieval torture device is an ultimate sign of love. I gave my life so you could have yours. No, you didn't. Jesus did not give his life so I could have mine. I have life because my parents fucked. As much as I don't want to think about that. I have life because my dad's sperm and my mom's egg made a zygote and I was born 8 months later actually. I was about a month early due to medical shit, but I digress. I was not given life through the cross. I was given life through sexual intercourse. So, yeah. I apologize for rambling, but it's just something I needed to get off my chest. It's 3:15 in the morning, and I'm actually surprisingly awake. I took about a 4-hour nap earlier, so I'm actually doing alright. But those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, like, dislike, I don't care. Subscribe, unsubscribe if you're already subscribed to me and don't want to hear my bullshit anymore. I guess that's it. Y'all have a good day.